As mobile game developers Ryan, Gavin, and Craig grew older, moved to new places, and started families, they found it hard to recapture the early arcade experiences they had when they were younger. Monsters and Monocles is designed with that in mind, making it as easy as possible to jump into a game and keeping gameplay sessions to a reasonable length. Monsters and Monocles is a frantic, Victorian steampunk-themed twin-stick shooter, all about using teamwork and heavy weaponry to battle the hordes of evil. A naive occult collector has unknowingly unleashed a great evil that is spreading across the globe, and it's up to you and a team of quirky paranormal investigators to find the source of this dark energy and blast it back to where it came from. As one of up to 4 colorfully animated sprite characters, your job is to mow down hordes of monsters in each randomly generated stage as you fight your way to the boss of the area. You will be aided by randomly dropped weapons. Some weapons are insanely powerful like the key gun, and some are underwhelming like the fast overheat teapot. I found myself gravitating towards a stake gun and the grenade launcher. I was lucky enough to get them. I love the flamethrower's broad arc of scorching destruction, but it was into my 6th hour of play before it even dropped for the first time. I even had one playthrough where the revolver dropped 6 times before a new weapon showed up. You can't count on having your favorite weapon to deal damage, and you must also be ready to face different challenges every time you play Monsters and Monocles. Not only are the layouts of the stages randomly generated, but also the goals for each stage. One level you may be trying to slay 105 monsters before you can leave, and the next you may only need to kill 4 werebeasts, or perhaps you merely need to find the exit. This unpredictability adds a lot of fun and replayability to each level, and no game will be exactly like the last. You're always hoping that you'll start with a sweet gun and an easy objective, or you'll have to grit your teeth, buckle down, and face the horde. The action is fast-paced and frenetic. Most monsters go down in a few hits, but they chase you aggressively in packs across rooms. Back up too far while they chase you, and you'll find yourself in a new room with new monsters and a world of hurt. And this game will hurt you. All progress toward the boss of each stage is lost when you run out of lives, and as I mentioned before, health power-ups show up with maddening unpredictability and scarceness. Monsters hit hard and repeated attacks stacked with no stagger or temporary invincibility to give you a reprieve. This means if you get stuck in a corner against several enemies, you will die in a hot second. When playing multiplayer, you can revive your dead friend by shooting their pop-up tombstone, but all lives come from a shared pool, so you may be tempted to let sleeping bones lie for a while if your teammate is dragging you down. If you survive long enough to get to a boss in the stage, you are in for quite a fight. There are huge, screen-filling monstrosities with massive HP bars to match, and they shoot multiple projectiles while spawning smaller enemies to keep you busy. You could be doing well through the previous stages, all of your lives intact, only to die in 30 seconds at the hands or tentacles of the boss. Then it's back to the first stage with just a revolver again. There is no question this game is challenging, and many players will enjoy this, but it gets frustrating to start completely from scratch every time. The only exception to this is relics, which are boosters like increased speed or weapon buffs. After you find them, you can strategically equip up to 3 at the beginning of your game to help you in the next round. I have 2 problems with this progression system. First, if you equip a weapon buffing relic, you have no guarantee that you will have that weapon drop in the game. My second beef with the limited progression allowed by relics is your character's speed. There is a relic that boosts your speed, but even then your character moves too slow. I often simply could not get out of the way of an oncoming projectile or enemy in time because of my character's sluggishness. Combining with the way that hits stack up, some deaths end up feeling really cheap. To be fair, there is a dash move that will get you out of harm's way, but there's also a cooldown after every use. I would also like to see more frequent health drops, and maybe even extra life drops added to the game, perhaps in an easy mode. In conclusion, Monsters and Monocles is a charming, fast-paced, sprite-based game to play alone or with friends. Randomly generated levels and weapon drops provide a new, exciting experience every time, and the game's high level of challenge makes most sessions 20 minutes or less. However, the challenge level is high enough to cause frustration, and is compounded by so much sluggish characters that damage easily, with few options to regenerate.
Reviews like this one are created thanks in part to the support of spectacular viewers like yourself. To make sure you don't miss out on anything we do, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. If you wish to support us even further, you can subscribe to our other channels, the podcast That Beautiful Life, use our Amazon affiliate links, or donate to our Patreon. Links to all are in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.